Hello everybody. In this video I'll talk about exception handling in Java. What is exception? Exception is an abnormal condition that arises in code sequence at runtime. Syntax error is not exception, okay? If there is a syntax error or exception, the program will terminate abnormally, okay? Exception is not a syntax error. In the case of this exception, code will compile, but at the runtime it will terminate abnormally. In Java, we can use try-catch block, throws. These are the certain keywords within the Java which are used to handle the exception. Here I will be writing a very basic simple program to show how to handle the exception. Okay, now let's start coding. Public static void main string AR. Okay, now let's declare an integer array. Okay, integer A is equal to new int. Let's suppose the size of integer array is 5. Now let's assign 6 B88. What I'm doing here is I'm declaring an integer array of size 5, and in the very next line I'm assigning 88 to the 7th position of the array A. Actually that array is of size only 5. Only 5 elements are possible, and I am assigning 88 to the position that is beyond the size of the array. Now let's see what will happen. That is actually not syntactical error. Okay, this will compile properly. Okay, now you can see it is compiled. It compiled properly. Now when we execute here, what will happen? Okay, I didn't see. I have to remove. Now we can see here array index out of bound exception. Okay, that occurred here. So we can handle this exception using the try-catch block. Means this program terminated abnormally, showing this error. We can save from showing this error using try-catch block. Okay, now let's see how to use try-catch block. Try. Now the code, part of the code where exception may occur, we'll put that part within the try block. Okay, try block. And if something goes wrong here, it will be caught by catch block. Okay, here catch will be passing exception E. Okay, system dot out dot print alien exep. Okay, E dot get message. Okay, fine, simple. Now let's execute this again. Okay, you can see here. Now with this ugly exception error that is not shown here. Okay, it is simply saying what we are trying to say. Exception index 6 out of bound for length 5. Okay, so in this way we can stop our program from terminating abnormally when exception occurs using try-catch block. What we have to remember is we have to know where exception may occur, and that part of the code we will be putting within the try block, and we will be writing the catch block immediately after the try block with exception object as the parameter, and we can see what went wrong. They are using the get message method of exception object E. Here is the object of exception, and get message is the method of this E object. Okay, so in this way we can handle the exception. Now let's move to another simple example. Here I will be writing another method here, function public static void add. Okay, add, or I should write divide, divid, int x int y. Okay, then what I can do, int dbx by y. Okay, system dot out dot print alien db loss d. Okay, this is static method. I'm making this divide as static because it has to be called from this main method, and main method is static. Static method can call only the static method. Static method can use only static variable, remember. Okay, so I have to make this divide which is defined within the same class in which main method is defined. So I have to make this static, and this method divide will take two integers x and y, and x will be divided by y and the result will be stored within d, and we will be displaying d. Now let's call this divide method here, okay, outside the try block. Okay, divide. Okay, let's pass 4 0. No, 4 comma 0. Okay, 4 comma 0. X will be 4 will be assigned 4, x 0 will be assigned y. What we are trying to do is we are trying to divide 4 by 0, and we know that when any number is divided by 0 we will get infinity, and we know infinity cannot be represented. Okay, that is the exception. Now this program will terminate abnormally. Okay, now let's see, let's recompile this. Okay, you can see divide by 0 exception. Their ugly message been shown here. Okay, because divide by 0, that is not possible to represent infinity. Now what we can do is we can put this within the try block. Okay, okay, now as we put this divide within the try, and then we will not see this ugly message. Okay, now recompile this. It will run smoothly. It will immediately show what error occurred, what exception occurred. Okay, divide by 0. Simple. This catch can be nested. Okay, if we know the name of the exception, we can specify, because exception is the superclass. There are different subclasses of the exception, like array index out of bounds, arithmetic exception. Okay, so we can write here arithmetic exception E. Okay, then let's call this, copy this and paste this, and here we can write array index out of bounds. If you know the name of the exception, we can explicitly mention them, okay, within the catch parameter. Okay, so here first this will throw the exception, so arithmetic exception will be thrown. Okay, so we'll get the message divide by 0. Okay, now let's compile this. Okay, you can see divide by 0 is shown. If we switch these statements, Control V, then okay, compiled. Now we will get this array index out of bound exception. Okay, okay, because this is the first exception. Okay, as the exception occurs, immediately we will take into the appropriate catch here. Okay, we can write finally block also. Okay, then here what we have to do, out dot print, just write hello. Whether exception occurs or doesn't occur, hello will be printed. The whatever code we have written within the final block, that will be executed. Okay, now let's compile this. We can see hello is there. If exception occurs or doesn't occur, this finally will be executed. Now let's correct this. Now let's assign, okay, 88 to 3. That is okay, because we are having array of size 5, and within the 4th position we can assign element. Now let's make this 4. Now 4 divided by 4 is 1. The 1 can be represented within the system, so there is no exception. Now let's execute this again. Now you can see the value of D is shown and hello is there. Whether there is exception or there is no exception, that finally block will be executed. So in this way we can use this try catch block to handle the exception within the Java program. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much.